Hello, Void. Baby Rizzo here, and a little later than I expected to be, actually. I was hoping to have this review up about 2 days ago. So, I sat down to watch Dante's Inferno. And I got about halfway through, give or take, and my DVD conked out on me. Okay, it happens. I buy most of my things used, so it'll happen every once in a while. So, yesterday, I took my copy down to a local video game shop to get it resurfaced. Okay. Tried it again. Still nothing. Worked slightly better, but not intelligibly. So, giving up on that, I then turned to Tubi TV and found it there, so finished watching it. So, we can at least proceed. Was it worth all the effort? Eh. Okay, so first off, total discretion, I haven't actually played the Dante's Inferno game. I've seen it a bit, I've wanted to play it, I've been relatively interested in it, but it's one of those ones that I kind of lost track of. For the most part, it seemed like a God of War clone, and, well, those are fun, I just never had time for it. Okay, so I can't exactly attest to how well of an adaptation this is of the game, having never played the game. But how does it stand up as a movie? Well, it's pretty to look at. That's all it really has going for it, I'm afraid. The animation is good. It's beautifully animated. And the fact that there's, I believe, 6 different directors attached to this means 6 different animation styles, so you get some good variety. It can be a little jarring when they happen, as usually they'll go from one circle of hell to the next, and suddenly the animation will change. Dante will go from having very short hair to very long hair to being roughly like he's there to being built like a brick shithouse. So a little bit of a consistency issues, and like a monster that he's traveling with will suddenly change so drastically you couldn't recognize it as the same thing. Now, this is done, I believe, by the same studio that did the Dead Space animated movies, and Dead Space Aftermath did a similar animation style change thing, but that one it made more sense, because that one, it was each character, when they began flashbacking, you'd see something in a new style, usually on how they perceive things themselves. This one just does it arbitrarily. And this one, really, it falls apart in the dialoguing. It's awful. Particularly our hero. So, story-wise, he's coming back from Dante's coming back from the Crusades, and his fiancée Beatrice had made a bet with Lucifer that he would never betray her, and now that she has apparently died, he's here to claim her soul because he claims Dante has betrayed her, and whisks her off to hell. And Dante begins his journey down into hell to try to recover the soul of lost Beatrice. I will never forget her name because every other line has her name in it. He is shouting Beatrice over and over and over. I'm pretty sure her name comes up more than the word "the" in this adaptation. So, the whole thing also feels rushed. Clocks in at 88 minutes, and it goes through all 9 circles of hell, plus an intro. It spends so little time on each of them that it's pretty much Dante runs in, he kills something, he moves along. Mixed in with Dante runs in, has a horrifying flashback, kills something, and moves along. Repeat, 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 repeat. Also, the characterization of Dante, one, other than his undying love of Beatrice and anguish at a situation, he's got no personality. But what you learn about him through flashbacks, he's hard to sympathize with. He's kind of an ass. He doesn't have much that's really making him likable. Now, I get that they seem to be trying to rip off God of War wholesale here, and Kratos is kind of an unrepentant bastard, sure. But there's some tragedy in his backstory, and he has more to him that you actually can understand his situation a bit better, and he actually is working through a lot there. He's constantly being deceived, and the horrifying acts he goes through, he's essentially knows immediately that he something's gone wrong. Dante's done some terrible things, but he just did it because he could. And he doesn't, and only once there's consequences does he seem to really have a problem with that. And there isn't a lot that makes you sympathize with him at all. I will say the voice acting for Lucifer himself was good, though the actor could only do so much for some of the lines he was giving, but his voice was well done. So, adaptation-wise, I can't speak for it, but I have a pretty good feeling it's similar to the game, but it's a game that you don't play too much for story. As a movie adaptation, it's pretty to look at for the animation styles, but it's dull. I will say it's very gratuitous. There is lots of blood, lots of gore, and lots of tits. So, it has that. And not much else. So, the best I can give Dante's Inferno, an animated epic, 2 MacGuffins. It wasn't wretched enough to get down to the 1 MacGuffin spheres of hell, but it couldn't climb any higher. And for me, I need to get that copy replaced. Curse the completionist in me. Well, all for right now, but despite me falling behind, I hopefully will have another review up later tonight, and we shall see. Till then.